I'm playing FIFA. The mother, chill it. I 2-0 up in FIFA playing for the phones ran. I just scored in 3-4. She said, "Oh, Ash, I need to speak, but we need to talk." And if I'm honest with you, I don't like that. I don't like when anybody follows me and tells me that I need to take care because you get anxious. I didn't know the word anxious back then. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Figuring Out Fatherhood. I'm your host, Chris Topper, and today I'm here with Ashley. Ashley works in school, she's a teacher, but before I get into it, Ashley, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
I currently work in school. I am pastoral head of year 8 and year 9.
Amazing.
Meaning that my main responsibilities at the school are behaviour, attendance, and just the well-being of our children. I have a daughter, she's 11 years old.
And how old are you, for me asking?
Me, I'm 31. My birthday is on Thursday coming, so I'll be 32 by the time this drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, time's flying. Yeah. We've known each other a while now.
Yes.
And I'd say that since when we first met each other, we weren't that.
You know what I mean? So, and that's a fact. Yeah.
So a lot has changed since then. The responsibility of the children, and just, I'd say in part of myself, just growing up.
Yeah.
And understanding things, you know.
All right, let's get into it. So, sorry, you mentioned that your daughter's took 11 and you're 31 currently. So, doing the maths, you had when you were 20. We're going on 20.
Yeah.
All right? Talk us through that process. Let's start from the very beginning. You was always mum. How did you eat?
Suddenly, push bike days. I'm riding. I'm riding through my area. There's a local Caribbean shop. Like, if you're from my area, this Tees Tennies, everyone, it's not there no more, but everyone used to borrow it as a spot.
Which was Tees Tennies?
Yeah, Tees Tennies. So I was there with a few of the guys, whatever. See a couple of females walk by. I'm on my bike, so I'll go down the road.
Yeah.
And I've said, yo, you know what I mean?
Just like that, shoot.
Just, yo, what's happening?
Yeah.
I have conversation very bad. It was like a Saturday, you know, right? It's wake up, but them times there, like, what? I think I'm here 10 or year 11 or something. Wake up early Saturday morning, do the chores, man. Yeah, you're not leaving the house unless you're in the chores. Yeah. So do all of the chores, shower, get yourself ready for your best tracksuit and them things there, and just about hit the road.
Yeah.
Cool. So we started talking. Them times there, it's MSN. Yeah.
Wow.
Just
what's your not age there, boy?
Do you see what
Yeah, man. Keep it going.
So it's MSN and what's that thing called? 5-day part. So them times there, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm talking to a female I'm moving to or whatever, I'm asking you what network you're on. Because if you're not T-Mobile, I'm not trying to. I'm saying something like, I'm not trying to.
Like 20, 50 people minutes, something similar.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So put my fibre on there and get my 5 things.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, it went from there. I was talking on MSN, messaging and all that, because she happens to be T-Mobile, to pray, phone calls. And you know, back then it was like sleeping on the phone to someone.
Waking up on the phone. Yeah.
The 6 hours on the phone.
Oh, it's 5 days for free.
Yeah, free. So waking up and saying, right, go and wake up, go for a quick meal or something. Yeah. It's like, yo, snoring. You can lock it off, and you kind of fall into a mode.
Yeah.
Time went by, we didn't really like life happening.
Yeah.
But when other girls, should I say, came into play, football, all of these kind of things inside happening. So we get to a co-op. Then we caught up a couple of years later. I was in college at the time.
So that's the show. So you met while you were in school, then you guys drifted.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say drifted. It was just like, do you know what? I was excited to, back then, it was like a thing, innit? You're excited to use the girls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've done it. You tick the box.
I remember. Yeah.
So I ticked the box, and then life continued, and I had other things happening. Like, I was playing football at the time. I got work to do, but a lot of things died on. And them times I used to make music. I'm in the studio, but all sorts. Like, it was just very busy. And then, you know, one day you'll never settle and whatever, and some people will fade adult, whatever. So we went out, you know, for a few dates and so on. If I'm on the side, I don't remember where and when for the dates.
That's okay.
But we ended up, going to each other's house. Our parents were each other.
Oh, you said?
Yeah, but I thought, you see now, and I think it's a cultural thing for a lot of people, right? But for me, I want to come to my mom's house normally. If you're my friend in general, and I, you got certain friends that you might not want to come to.
Yeah, it's fine.
But for people that are respectful and nice and whatever, I can just reach my mom.
Oh, facts. Okay.
So I feel comfortable in my house.
Yeah.
So come round. Those stages, it was like, door on her.
Yes.
Mom was in church, not hearing nothing. Doors on her. 11 o'clock or whatever, you have to go home. I'm very much like protective in a way of like, if my mom's to come home late from work and it's dark, we live near alley and whatever, I'll go and get her truth on my phone, see she's at the bus stop.
Okay.
And my guys might be around and say, look, mom's coming, whatever, walk her.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's the same for girls at my house, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And those times the money wasn't strong enough to send home in the cab.
I get it. Yeah.
So I would go and walk her to the bus stop.
Yeah.
So you're building something. I didn't grow up with my dad like that, like in my life. So we're good now, but at that time there, I didn't have a male role model within my household. I had a relationship with my granddad, my godfather, and whatever, but it was me and my mom, Gabby's with me. So my mom was very strong on, making sure the woman is here present, she feels comfortable, woman, if I make sure the car third, she gets home, do these figures. It's not just like, it's everything's time to go. Conversation that she's adding, if they don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how things kind of started. Then I remember, right, this is 6-7 months.
I think I was dating.
Yeah. So 6-7 months in, and I'm in college, I think it's maybe second year of college, sixth form or whatever. And she's at my house, we're chilling. And then, this question gets asked a lot. What is this?
Okay.
What is this? I don't know, because I'm comfortable with what it is right now. At that stage, especially putting labels on things was a thing. It's like, this is really thing. Yeah. Even though we're doing all the boyfriend and girlfriend stuff, as soon as you put a label on something, things seem a bit more like tense.
Yeah.
But then so I said, I don't know with that, what is it? And then she said all the stuff, we do all of these kind of things. Whatever. So, and I thought, all right, let's rock that. You've been around for a while, you're a good girl, etc. As I said, you've met mom already, I've met the family. And then we just moved from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you guys make out the dating then. Okay. So how long you guys together before obviously she was like, hey, actually I'm pregnant?
So I was dreading that question because I'm so bad of dates. I'd say a couple of years, man. Because I was in, so when, 3 years, I'd say.
Oh, nice.
I went to uni.
Yeah.
So I went to uni, I'm in Leicester. She would come down, that kind of stuff. I mean, I come back, I would go and see her, etc. I remember I'd coming back. It's mad, but I remember there's a game that we played, Arsenal, right? And was being Newcastle 4-0. And I was watching it with her. The game was guys, it was a lot. And drew 4-4. Like, wow. And she's like, oh, you watch this football and this is whatever, but I've always been a footballer.
Yeah.
So I remember times like that. And then, so I remember the date, everything. I remember this, and this is where I remember stuff. So I'm playing FIFA in the mother chilling. And I 2-0 up in FIFA playing for the phones rang. I just scored again 3-4. She said, oh, Ash, I need to speak, but we need to talk. And if I'm honest with you, I don't like that. I don't like when anybody follows me and tells me that I need to talk, because you get anxious. I didn't know the word anxious back then. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But Steve, she said, the actually, I'm pregnant, whatever. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah. I said, oh, can I have one back? Yeah, because I'm a bit in shock now.
Yeah.
Let's believe within 5 minutes, bro, I'm 4-3 down in FIFA. my mind was just, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in shock. Anyway, my daughter's godmother His mother was up on the now. We lived in the same house. You know, Curry was down there. So Samantha, I've come to you up the door. She's sleeping. I said, listen, wake up. She said, what's going on? I said, I got a call and she's pregnant. She's like, congratulations. Like, what, like,
Yeah. What do I say to you? Yeah.
you know what I mean? And at the time, I'm just saying, look, I could tell you easily, but how do I tell my mom? You didn't send me to, and my mom used to say it to me, send you to uni to go and get your degree, go and come back with a child. I didn't. I came back with a child.
Yeah.
Degree same way.
Yeah.
But at that time, you know, my daughter was born on 3 weeks into my final year. And so she was born October the 22nd. So final year must have started at the 4th of October. So it was a lot for me at that time. And it was a lot, I'd say, for her mum as well, and because I'm not going to be as present or as you want me to.
Because you're finishing your degree.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a thing where she's asking, can she come down? And it was like, well, is that the best thing for you to do at this time? Like, you can come to Leicester and whatever, but we don't live there. We haven't got everything here. We can charge those things. I was a driving at the time, all was sheep. So that's coming on the train back and forth with the union baby. So I came back to the area for a couple of weeks. Uni already knew my situation. So if it was anything, they send me the work and whatever.
Oh, nice.
The great thing is I done a photography and video degree now. So I then used my situation as my fan.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of it was to do with traveling. My granddad's in Brixton, and so I go there quite often. And my daughter at the time was in East London, and then she moved into different parts of East London. So I was at my mum's in East London as well. And so, but it's like half an hour, 45-minute journeys, maybe even longer on the train. So I mean, coming from Leicester, going to South London, going to East London, another part of East London, and back and forth from there. So I said, you know what, let's document this. So I mean, you know, as the weeks are going, I'm taking photos of the journey, I'm taking photos of the train.
Oh, amazing.
The train and whatever. So eventually what I done was I made a 81 photo collage of my journey, and that's what I call it, learning the journey. So that came from, I kind of even took a photo of the TV and FIFA, and at the time when I got the cool kind of thing, I set up the camera and the self-tan bar there in my soul, and everyone, and it's like, or whatever. So you can see gradually in his story. And then I came back. Well, I went back to the start. At the time, I felt like issues started to arise because, you know, she wants me to be there. And I'm saying, okay, cool, like, my mum's there, your mum's here, you got siblings, etc. There's people there to support you. But at the time, I didn't understand the need for me to be there. I've just seen it because you have to remember, not much has changed for me. I've just been given a label, like, okay, the woman goes through the whole everything. I went to, you know, scans or whatever, and if I couldn't go to, if she needed to go to a quick checkup, I got friends that I would follow, and they would go and pick her up and stuff like that. I'd organize things like that. And then, you know, I miss you. These kind of things happen and stuff like that. So there started to be issues between us. I came back Christmas time, whatever. Then after that, we kind of started to almost drift apart.
Oh, wow.
I was there and phoning, and I don't even think you had FaceTime and that.
Okay, so at this point, there's no jumping it. At this point, were you guys still together?
Yeah.
As a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, but remember, when my thoughts come along now, all the stuff that was happening before is not happening no. The little things, you know, spontaneous. I might pop back from uni and you don't know.
Oh, okay, I get it.
And it's like, yo, I'm knocking the door. It's like, oh, let's go here, or let's do this, or I'm just out for the weekend. Let's set up something. And 20 years old, there is no parent in handbook. So somebody can become a parent at 35 and still not to do.
Yeah,
I feel like you got a little bit more experience in life. Maybe you might have younger siblings and he was very involved there. And
That is young.
that, you know, they say you're an adult and whatever, but just you're proud. Still in the mix.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very independent, so my mum raised me in the sense of to be able to do everything for myself. You know, all clothes, cook my whole food, do this how to think. She always said to me, don't let no woman show off from you. And what I understood from that was that, you know, you could be married or whatever in a relationship and you had an argument a bit, and she said, "Oh, I'm not cooking for eating that." I'm like, "Dude, that's fine." And I really think that means I'm not gonna eat. She's like, I told her up a view. So we went through back and forth conversations, and then I remember we met. You met the Stratford West Coast. This was when it was fresh. He met to have it, and when she was speaking to me at the time, I'm not hearing where she's coming from. Like now, I can at the age I am now, I can look back on things and say that, you know, at times I may have been ignorant towards how she was speaking. Her body's just changed. A lot of things has happened. Your need is stronger. If my daughter cries, you gotta act on these things. And then I'm not there all the time to be able to even say, you know what, babe, my turn.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I feel that she would understand that maybe there's like a lack of support.
So what kind of things was she saying to you? What was she saying to you at the time that you were pushing back on?
I'd say it's like, you know, basically you're not there.
Yeah.
So you can say that in so many different ways, or that's what it is. That's the straight to the point. You're not here. And I'm saying, but you know, I've only got 7 months left. I'm not over here and whatever. I'm in England, but I'm not close.
Yeah.
So you can't just call upon me. We can't stay together here. Well, see, when I came back, I can stay there and do what we're doing, whatever. So it was very much that. And from there, I think that there comes like a heartbreak. And I didn't understand it. And at that point, as I said to you before, I spoke to my mom a lot about things. But at this point, I didn't really want to speak to my mom about it. I was a bit, I don't even know how to describe how I was feeling. But I got 2 friends, good friends of mine, farmers up in Dunedin, and they had children a couple months before me. One about a year before me, and one 3 or 4 months before. And we used to have what we call therapy sessions.
Okay.
So just us 3 sit down. And obviously they may have experienced something a little bit before me. So, and they're a bit older than me as well. So that was cool for me. And so I would go and say, oh, X, Y, Z, this happens. They're like, okay, yeah, cool. I understand that. They've been there before, or been happened before. I'm going to take this route. Or maybe try to be this because this is how she's actually feeling.
Amazing. Okay.
And I think that helped me a lot. But as I said, at the same time, I'm still 20 years old. I'm 21 now. Time has gone. It was October she was born. So same thing really though. I mean, in uni, I'm working at the time as well. And I got my final, my dissertation to do. I got stuff, like things to do. I'm trying to waste the 3 years that I was here. But we can touch on it a bit later, but the longest story short is that, you know, a few years after, things are kind of just broken down. Then she said something like along the lines of, you did a chase, you didn't, like, she may have said, okay, we're not together or whatever, but I didn't fight it. I didn't.
Oh, so you guys are broken up?
Yeah. After Black, but yeah, I thought it's a blur because it's a long time ago, but after a couple of months it wasn't officially together.
Yeah.
And I had kind of like moved on and trying to just do my thing on what I'm doing. And, you know, we spoke some years after and I said that, right, did things hold when he went back? Things were so good prejudice and whatever. I never used to argue, nothing like that. She understood that I'm a football player, I go home away of Arsenal, what I do, I'm doing, I stay, come home, whatever. And she was like, you never once like said, well, actually, you know, she made a decision. I've never counted it. I never said, well, actually, let's try and work on this.
Yeah.
I've kind of just accepted it for what it is. But after living life a little bit, and even having conversations with my dad now himself, and understanding how life works. You know, as a child, you might grow up in a single parent household thinking that the parent that's not there doesn't want to be there, or you don't always understand that there may have been a situation that occurred, and for your best interest, that parent has chose to take a step back. Should I say, or else situations could occur. And I feel that it's the same saying as, you know, happy wife, kind of thing. So I understood, I started to understand things.
Whenever you were older, like
Of course, I've left uni by now, I'm going to work, I'm doing my thing. But at the time that I just thought, like, this is what happens, you know what I mean? A lot of us, where I've come from, a lot of my friends, or a lot of people that I know within my surroundings, we grew up in broken homes. So it was normal. Whereas I probably have maybe 2 or 3 friends that lost their house and mom and dad did. And then I have a good relationship with my dad, you know what I mean? So it was kind of, including myself. So it was normal for me. As long as, in my eyes, I was like, no, as long as I'm present, my daughter, as long as I'm able to see her often and be active with her, we will do all of the stuff, then it is what it is. So,
all right, let's talk about the pregnancy, right? The pregnancy. How was that? Was it so she's pregnant? The school is shot to share it with your friends and she's helped you to, I guess, gather your thoughts. You call her back, you say what? You frame on what?
It's about cool. That okay. That would you? Okay. That I didn't expect this school.
How did you feel? If you remember, how did you feel when you heard this?
I felt really nervous. Okay. Just because it was a shock. You see, like I felt like the best way to describe it is like, you know, like you get in trouble in school or something, or excuse in from school, and then mom, I was talking to you a couple of days before, for instance, you just make sure the school don't throw my phone, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure this doesn't happen, and then you got yourself in a fire or something. Whereas you're not going to be excluded. That feeling there, when mom's on the way to the school, just thinking to the school, just keep me. Just keep me here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen about none of it. And I felt that across, like through my body. As I said, if I was hungry, I'm not hungry anymore. Just to be back tense, I don't know how to feel. And that's the best way for me to describe it.
Okay. And how did you communicate to your mom eventually, or whenever you did?
I phoned my work. So I phoned my work. I'm very close to her, and she's like, well, my mom does friends be that's the title that she has. I was like, I consider anything without feeling a type of way, because and the respect is super there, but we've got a little,
it's a different
grateful kind of relationship. So I phoned up, like, call you. She's like, well, we got something up. And I said, well, obviously, like, I know. I said, but I'm phoning you to ask you how's it tomorrow, because I said, she's your friend, and before she was mine. So
that's smart though.
You know, because you probably are gonna know more how she's gonna react than I am. It's my mom regardless, so you know what I mean?
Oh, really smart,
yeah, calculations.
It makes sense.
So, funny enough, I did mention, but my mom was due to come and visit me in the next week. So I'm saying to her, my godmother on the phone, do I tell her when she comes, or do I tell her on the phone? She said, well, she's coming to have a chilled weekend with you, when I spend time with you. She hasn't seen you in a little while. I think it'd be best if you tell her before.
Okay.
You know, you actually coming to chill and whatever, and I've just thrown this bomb at you.
Yeah.
You don't know, you don't mean. So eventually, this is probably hours, not probably the next day, but I'll be honest with you, I found the courage of saying to her, not to my freaking, it's like, no, I don't know the circus, but how do I?
Yeah.
Whatever. She said, I should just go to her. It is what it is, like, whatever. So I burned all that. And started right it, and I felt sad. So man, I know something. See, and I got a phone call from she said, this is her words before she said she's pregnant.
Okay.
I said, okay, so, okay, thanks for saying that. So she's like, here or not, I had a dream. So I dreamt about fish or something. Says, why do you fool me until now? Like, this,
That is funny.
why didn't you tell me?
Yes.
This is, okay, like, sidekick, like, what's going on here? She's like, no, I had a tweet and whatever. I was waiting for the call.
Oh, wow.
Saying I'm like, oh my goodness sake, because she would have did that. So anyways, she said, I mean, I'll be honest with you, son. She said, I'm going to support you. I'm going to do what it's about. She said, I'm not happy with the information that you give me right now. I feel personally that you're too young. I've sent you to uni to go and get your education, stay out of trouble, etc., etc. And at the time, I got myself in a little trouble as well. And now this. So it's like, when you was in my house, yeah, you might get in trouble, this little bits and balls and whatever, but there was nothing extreme happening. So I was talking about on the weekend.
That's nice.
Yeah, we'll discuss it further. So for me, that was a big weight that I'm thinking, things on my chest is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still nervous for when she comes. I'm still nervous.
Yeah. Just less.
I can't see your face. You can talk whatever you want to talk on the phone, the same with the text. I can't see your face. I want to see the face. As I said, them times there's no FaceTime. There's nothing like that. Maybe there was Skype or something, but I don't use those. So she came down on the weekend and we spoke it out.
Yeah.
We spoke it out.
What kind of conversation was it? Like, how was it?
Well, the first thing that I told you was to come back. Yeah, we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Very much like that. My mom is a very loving person, I'm very caring, and she's also somebody who she lacks daughter, so she says how it is, and she doesn't really care how it comes out. And I know that from young, so I don't take everything as like with Allah or Shemag. Some people's parents might say to somebody, and the truth on my Emma, and they actually genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I just read, cool, just take it as it comes. So we spoke it out, we went out for a thing and whatever, and you could see in her body language that.
Really?
Yeah, and you could see that she wasn't like over the moon. Maybe if it's now, it's different. That sounds like whatever, but at 20 years old, this is the boy. I got no permanent job. I got no house of my own, no car, no degree, no nothing really. So it's still, you can equate it to somebody that's in ever.
Yeah, you could find similarities.
You know what I mean? It's very like similar, man. You just left school, you just left whatever. I didn't want this for you, etc. But at the same time, I feel like as a parent, even myself, like sometimes shit happens, and that is your job and your role as a parent to be able to understand and know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just because you want something for someone, you want that I wanted you to be a doctor or whatever. I don't like that. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't like medicine. I don't, you know what I mean? So they have to take it on the chin and say, no, actually, he's doing good things. He's still working, he's still doing this, he's still doing that.
Were you doing good things?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So it's kind of like some of the things that I was doing, wrong things may be good intentions. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go too much into it.
I got it.
I'm not here to glorify anything, but it's just to make an understanding for other people that may have been in the same situation. And obviously, I work with young people, and I want them to understand that there can be a stage in the life that you was left, but there are moves and things to do to make things right. And that's something I use and I say to them a lot, because a lot of us look down at ourselves, but I can look in the mirror, I can look at myself, whether I'm doing right or wrong, because I know what my intention is. I'm not somebody that's malicious, I'm about a clean heart. If I do say so myself, I've received this information God from other people, I'm not speaking myself then, but my heart is clean and I have good intentions. So, bits and bobs might come up and they might try to make an extra buck. I got a child on the way now, and just so good.
Yeah.
Just to buy trainers for trainers, footy trainers.
Okay, but let's in the theme of the pregnancy, right? So, okay, you go over the initial shock, communicate to your mom.
Yep.
Right now, how are we prepping for the birth of your daughter? How are you supporting your missus through the pregnancy? What is it? Talk us through the lead up until the point where it's like the baby's coming.
Cool. So after that, she's pretty organized. She's quite organized first.
It's always mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got quite after a while now, that a month or two's gone past, I've done all the telling and stuff. I'm starting to get excited now.
Okay.
I'm excited. I wouldn't really say I was nervous. A lot of my friends and I'm talking about I'm nervous. I don't know what to do, whatever. And I'm like, but the baby's a baby at the time. The basics I know how to do is feed them, wash them, whatever. Learn cries. It can be very tiring, I know. So we go up to stuff. So, she knows
Oh, nice.
all the stuff. We need this. I can see Max and Cozy. I can just see that in that's the brand of the thing they put in the chair there, Carson Burner. So buggy. Oh, I never seen so much nappies in my rad, baby wipes, and all the other stuff. But we both got supportive family as well. So, now it's about planning and doing what we were to do. So having our own moms and these kind of things, they don't order us. What do you mean? Because we're gonna overbuy. We always overbuy at first. I remember I first bought pajamas and stuff, right? I went out, I thought I could by myself and I'm gonna go and do this. I've gone to Mamas and Papas, right? But when I've taken it there, and I don't know how much things are supposed to cost you or anything like that. So I've taken it there, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is nice and whatever. She said, but she's seen the receipt. She said, no, that needs to go back.
Really?
Yeah.
This is Red Door's mark.
Yeah.
I love that.
She said, that needs to go back. I said, why? I said, listen, I got on a bus and a train and I got all my things for out there and pick me. She said, no, it's beautiful. I said, it's great, but that costs too much money. You can go Matalan or here and there, or wherever, and get the same thing for cheaper. Remember, the baby's gonna grow. You're buying things for them to grow out of it in the space of weeks and months. Spend to your means. Same. That it deaded me a little bit, just because when
your ego.
Yeah, but then I thought, at home, mom, listen. She said, no, she's right. Just standing up against him and just leave it off. So in my head, I'm thinking, you take it back and you go and get whatever. Then I had my little short time. I said, oh, hell, you said, so let's say I spend £80 on whatever, and if I'm on half that kit is and everything, then the sterilite, and it's all coming. I haven't even spoken about this in a long time. No, get the sterilites. I get things that I've never even seen or I've known about before. Different sizes. I'm just saying that as a bowl, but I'm just real too, but I don't know, I'll just get a bowl. Cool. Yeah. So it was like that, and exciting times now. So she might phone me and say, I think they have bought her this. And as I said, I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I remember she bought that Avenue. I did, and it said, this baby dribbles for Arsenal.
Oh, wow.
And that night,
yeah.
That's like someone on the PS5 album material. I was like, wow, this is happening.
Yeah.
It's cool. So we're both in it now. We're both in the mix.
They're both navigating this as a couple still.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So bear in mind, obviously, I'm still that she's still working. She worked up until, if I remember correctly, probably 7 months. So she was out there stiff, ready, going and doing that thing or whatever. And I was concerned that certain times when I was back to work or whatever, but she had a strong mind that that's what she's doing, I think, and goes to meet the money, whatever. So eventually, we buy the bodies, I think, the cop, the home for clothes, holy per, to live in what's it called, there for the rags sport. It was.
Good effort.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It was a specific name. It's not a name. It's not just a rag.
I want to call it a rag. It's like comfort.
Yeah.
It'll come back to me.
It's called something.
Yeah, I know it.
It's either that. I was about to tell, why are you buying this? Kitchen tap, like leave. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if I have children, more children than that, I know that, all right, cool, we need that and we need this. And you go into place and navigate and say, right, you don't need this, whatever. So even like nappy bags and whatever, learning, I started to think about stuff like learning how to put the nappy in. I was about to do that. When I first started doing it, it was loose. Yeah, loose. So look, that's got 2 nappies on. And then we get into it. So we just started talking about things, how things are going to look. And I think that time went really quickly.
You're still running to unit at the point. You say, yeah, okay.
Still at uni. So I was in second year, obviously, when to school. So summer's come. So I'm back home.
Okay, so you said quite a lot of time still.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Trying to replay most this, that, and the other one. And that was through the pregnancy. Now, I was working at JD Sports at the time. And I got a call early. So my daughter's due date was 21st of October. I got a call maybe a week before that, something like that. In JB, Southern James, like that. I should come to Brad, whatever. Wow, that's that one. He said, oh, she's called. Oh, her mum, no, they said her mum's called. I said, oh. She said, oh, she's going into hospital now.
Okay.
We think she's having a baby. I'm like, raw. One of my guys is out from London. So I'm like, he's like, right, bro, we're gonna drive you, let's go. So literally, I've already got a bag. No, I'm sitting on play on her. She told me already. I'm like, it's have things ready and whatever. So I bought a bag, few little tracksuit jeans or whatever in it, the whole box of all of the stuff. Throw that in the car, fly for that around her. Boom. We come to the hospital. As of yet, the hospital. She's walking out. What do you mean?
Still pregnant.
Still pregnant. So this took 2.5 hours or left to get in there. But I said, the star, yeah, and actually said it just so, she said so casually, oh yeah, and said to Braxton's Hicks.
Just what?
Braxton's Hicks. So that's all of the stuff of having the baby without having. So you get all the pains, water might even break, all these things.
What's like a false alarm, basically. Yeah.
Which anyway, why want it? Why about? Let's look work.
Yeah, you rushed out.
Yeah,
your boy drive as well. You know what I mean?
Because I thought the baby's cool. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm like, whatever. Anyways, she had an appointment to go and see something to do with the baby. I don't know when they both, I can't remember. But she had an appointment, and when she left the room, said to the woman, I said that, I said, what's going on? Yeah, so why is she not having the baby yet? Why didn't she said, oh, it's far away, it's part of pregnancy, this hyperos or whatever. So by there they fuck. I came from that stuff, like I don't just
do you know it's like I can laugh because obviously people they fall in hindsight, yeah, but I thought I just as a man just like I want answers, but what solution could you probably get at that point? Like they force the baby out or
exactly. But I'm just like, hold on.
What am I there for?
You told me that this is gonna happen. So my vision is tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard of Braxton's Hicks. When she said Braxton's Hicks to me, I'm saying, who's that? That's a name to me. That's not what was that. She's like, oh, that's when whatever. I said, oh, well, somebody could phone me, like whatever. But then I thought, actually, these dresses are pregnancy. I don't want to tell nobody nothing. Cool. Let's go home, whatever. But these had died. We got home. I'm sitting there, long face. Every movement she bit in. So, okay, what's happening? I said to her mom, like, how do you make her have the stuff? She said, like, you lot got to do your team or this. And I said, no, she's not involved in that. She's give her hop through with whatever on. Nothing's working. So I'm just staying on Facebook for like a week now. But bear in mind, I've come down.
Yeah.
Sitting there, week, things happening. I'm doing all of the stuff. I'm talking to the Benny. I'm singing to the Millie. I used to love all of that kind of sound. That was really cool for me. We've gone through that side of phase. And then eventually, I'm there. This was perfect. So if God works in mysterious ways, because I'm there, we're laying down in bed, and probably about, I don't know, it's late, and it's just, she grabbed my arm. We're there, grabbed my knees up at our mom's house. We've got 2 little sisters there as well. She grabbed my arm. See, we feeling like? It's something that I mean, yeah. And this is the day after the due date. You know, the 20. She was supposed to be born the 21st, and the 22nd. I just grabbed my arm. She said, said, yeah, knew whatever. She said, it's happening. So I jumped up, fired up on the door. If I had home, it's happening. Then that same day, we got my guy Aaron. I just came from his house. We was at his house, and he not too long had a baby. He's on my friend's house talking about that we doing the therapy.
Okay.
So he was 3 months into it. And his son at the time, he vomited on my daughter's mom's stomach.
Oh, wow.
On that same day. So she got changed up when we went home. I phoned Aaron. I don't know that he's the first person that came to mind, but I phoned him. I said, yo, when she's having all of the stuff that he's traveled, he's got somewhere, he's got to where we are in half an hour. No, it's supposed to take 30 minutes to get there. He's got in about 12 minutes in 7 singer. Yeah? 7 singer. He's down there. Excuses already for that. The police or whatever, he might stop you, whatever. Anyways, we're in the 7-seater. By the time his dad's doing some work in the house, so there's only 3 seats of the car, and there is me, my daughter's mom, her mom, and 2 sisters, and so there's 5 of us, 7-seater, only 3 seats. Obviously, my daughter's mom got to take a seat. One of the younger sisters took the seat, another mom take the seat, and the rest of us are. It looks at the seat, I just trying to whatever. He's flying, but he's not flying now. You get me? We got to the hospital. Her cousins come there as well. So my boy Aaron's outside with her cousin. They're sitting on the thing. I mean, he did a delivery. We told this. I don't remember where the sisters were. I don't know where they were, but they were there involved. Where me, my daughter's mom, and her mom are delivering the thing. Everything happened so quick.
Yeah.
When we got there, I'm sure she'll probably remember. I'm sure she was still 7 years standing with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was like, this is happening. So remember, back to, I told you I'm doing my Tadoki project or whatever at the time.
No way. No way.
I was realizing at the time.
Okay, then.
And they put her on the thing because it's stuck a heartbeat on her. Yeah? So she seems cool to me. I'm over the room, whatever. So I'm taking out my phone. I was filming the heartbeat thing in it that I couldn't wait. She turned over. What are you doing with that?
Yeah.
She said, listen, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool, lad. This is how the baby name, whatever. I'll put it down. But then kind of out, just left it on in voice record. So you can hear the and all of that. Because that's exciting for me. I had a plan for that in the video.
I suppose you would appreciate it now.
Of course.
By the time.
Of course not. But I'm not thinking, bro.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you. Let's have the baby. Let's go, man.
Yeah. Facts.
Boom. Anyways, time's flying, like everything's happening. The nurse is coming, they're saying, everything's going well, whatever, morning. And within the space of a couple of hours, I got a daughter. And it was like, she came out for a whole new day on her head, and below was her head. She came out, her mom held her, and she read all over her mom, which I found hilarious. So then I was like, yeah, good girl, come to daddy now. Yeah, because your mom can get changed. I ain't got no change the clothes in this hospital. So I've done the cord. Her mom was just crying loads. I didn't cry. I didn't nothing. I was just.
Are you sure? There's your this camera.
Listen, bro. Honestly, I was just shocked and happy.
Yeah.
Like, throughout the pregnancy, you're thinking, what are they gonna look like? What are they gonna talk like? Is she gonna have hair? What's the complexion gonna be? What's this? Loads of things. How much is she gonna weigh? Well, actually, I don't care about that. Just come out healthy. Count the stuff. Dead. And I remember I pulled it fixed there, all right? And she didn't cry yet. So again, I'm a bit similar to the nurse I show her. Yeah, she said, this is whatever. I said, tell her, make her cry, make her teeth soft. Because when I watch stuff on the TV, they cry.
Yeah.
Why is she not crying? Before she started crying, remember, so kicked it, Betty said, whatever. Then they got that thing that I told her about.
The cloth,
wrap the cloth, whatever, we did all of that. In this time of full on and those family members and all like that came down. A couple of the men then come down, a couple girls, everyone came down to the hospital.
That's amazing, the whole unit,
it's
a community. Yeah.
in other words, like a lot of bronze,
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of people, male, females, old, young, whatever, a lot of people look up to people that, you know, she might be going through something and she might not want to talk to me, man. She might not want to drown on my life. But we got my little brother, then we've got my cousin, you've got her sisters, you've got my mom, we've got all different, you know what I mean? Which I think is fantastic. I grew up in my extended family. I want her to be able to have a different relationship with different people, just like what I said about my godmother. And yeah, you might not want to tell dad what's happening, but that's cool. I'll find out. I understand. So yeah, she was born 22nd of October, same birthday as Arsene Wenger. Cool. I thought that's special. That's amazing.
All right, that's amazing. Okay, cool. So now Dave's on board. Let's talk about the changes that happen in the household and your relationship. Now there's a baby that's introduced. There's now a third party. Technically in your relationship, what's changed at that point? Or moving forward, should I say, what changed?
I'd say at first everything was just like, it was a shock for me. Like, being completely honest, like as I said, the label of a father or a dad was given to me, but at that time, I don't feel like it ran.
Sure.
Like, yes, okay, you got a human being there, this is that, but now I'm scared to do things. Like, how do you bath you? Like, you're very small. I don't want to make no mistakes or whatever. But you know, my mom was there to help. My mom was there to help. We get from the stairs, we start to understand things. So things were good, but then eventually I'm gonna have to go back to you. So as I said, that's where things tie in and things started to go downhill a bit. And yeah, that's what I like making the long story, because there's not really a long story on this, bro, because it happened so quickly. Everything happened, bang, bang, bang.
Okay, so you guys were still navigating as a couple, right? How old was your daughter when you guys broke up?
Yeah, the truth. 4 months, 5 months, like her down there.
What was no in the couple? Like, what was the decided about, like, you know what, we're no longer working as a couple anymore?
I think the distance.
Okay.
Distance and my lack of understanding for her feelings every time.
Okay.
I can say that now because I understand that. But at the time, I'm just thinking like, okay, I understand. I got a couple of months left. That it was very tunnel vision. I'm not looking over here and over there and saying, okay, actually, she could feel like this. Her body's just been through a traumatic experience. This and just happened. These things that happen, and you know, a lot of women face postnatal depression and all these kind of things after they have children. But I don't know about these things, so I don't understand it. So for me, it's like on Tuesday you were left, and then on Wednesday you went right, and I'm confused. I'm not so much thinking about us, I'm thinking about me and how I feel. Which I addressed clear on in life. And I feel that we made from the street from there. But as I said, I'm a young boy, so my mind is already, my mentality wasn't, I knew I was going to become a father within that 9 months time, but until you're here, you're just who you are right now.
Yeah, facts.
I know I got to change a few things, and as I said, I had a few issues with the law, and at the time it was when she was born October, I got in trouble in November. I started to panic a bit now, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I could potentially go here, and then I don't want her to come here to come and see me. So buck up the ideas, conversation with mum again. She said, don't come back to the area, stay on the state, in Leicester, do your thing, whatever. But obviously, daughter's mum at the time, I could just come home, and I want you to do this. So I'm so between two minds, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And I think I'm smoking weed at the time, smoking a lot of weed at the time, and I think that was my release. At first, when I started smoking, it was just more just because it was.
So it was there.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, it was like, it's the way it is. But then it got to a stage where, you know, I'm feeling stuck now. So I'm like, release. And for now, for this evening, I feel cool and whatever. You wake up and you still got the same problem.
Yeah.
Flush it under the carpet, but you look under the carpet and the mess is still there. And as I said, I don't think that I was equipped or told enough to know how to deal with him at the time. And I didn't, the conditioning that we had growing up where we grew up, like talking wasn't a thing. We were beaten, As I said, mom cool, but certain things I don't even want to. And even when I got in trouble with the law and that, from my godmother first, what do I send to her? Whatever. You know what I mean? Then one time I thought about, let me phone my mom because I might go to my house. So, and I think now it's just the feeling of disappointment, man. I don't like that at all. Even to this big age now, like for your mom, the person that raised you, your first love, more time for a lot of people, to tell me that she's disappointed in you. My mom wasn't really hands-on parent like that, or whatever, but you see that disappointment, that's like you just cut me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go to your room and you're just sitting there, bro. You don't know how to feel. You just want to go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I'm going through that kind of situation, obviously my daughter's mom was happy with it as well. And I wasn't really happy with it either, but it was the consequences of my actions. And I have to take ownership and whatever. Anyways, I got through the child's tribulation, etc. And slowly start to make the change. So I've come back to the area, I got myself a job, and that's when I started working with she's like a big sister to me. I nailed the man back. She runs a company called Childcare Solution, and there is a lot of youth work that goes on in after school club, play schemes, and teenagers work and whatever. And she knows me from when I'm young. So I said, I know you would be good working with these kind of kids. So I started doing works there, got myself a job doing some coaching stuff, and someone pulled me along to work in the school. And that was about 5 years ago. So as my daughter's growing, I'm growing. And I always think about the man that I am and who I'm becoming, and I want her to know me as, when she gets older and stuff, I will tell her stuff about the past. I'll tell her stuff about, where we came up and these kind of things. Not everything, just like everything, but I will explain the steps and how she was a major part of changing the way that I think in life and how precious she is to me. That girl she's a blessing. She's a blessing, serious. Yeah. There's no disguise.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk about the pregnancy, talk about the after she was born. Let's not talk about navigating the breakup and finances and getting into coexistence, right? How did you guys agree a fee or a question of opinion?
That was a struggle at first.
Why?
Because I don't know, I feel like I had trust issues at the time. So when you're saying that you need this and you need that, I'm feeling like, you're gonna ask me for this, but you don't need this. So what do you need? So I'm gonna buy it for you and I'm gonna bring it to the house. And even saying it now, it sounds weird. Like I can't believe that I thought like that.
Bro, let the record show you, it's not just, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, when we try to navigate co-parents, the owner says, I want this amount of money because I need to buy things like that. A lot of men think, let me go and buy it myself to justify the cost. But in reality, it's kind of like, this comes from a place of, wasting my money is no longer my money anymore. And that's just the long and short of it together. It's no longer just mine anymore. You've worked hard, you've done what you need to make money, and now I have to not just give it to you. That's where it's coming from. You have to say, watch every man was done co-parent there.
Okay, cool, I get it. But what was going on? So,
like, do you really need it? Do you need that much? Babies that need that much? Babies that, it's always there's a possibility of your head, right?
See what I'm saying? So that was happening. But at first, when we was like back and I was together, I didn't see the need of, I didn't have to give you directly our monies because we're together. So whatever we need, we work out and you do what we're doing
together.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there comes a time where there's a disagreement and it's like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't that.
Yeah.
Thinking, you know where I'm coming from? Do you know how much trains and buses I'm getting to literally collect you here and spin around to travel back an hour and 45 minutes because I have to get trains and buses. The car now will take 35 minutes or so. But I've got to get, 3 buses and maybe 2 trains to just go to this location and then spin around to do the same journey again with a buggy, now with this and now with that. And obviously, I'm buying things for my own house as well.
Yeah.
You know, I've got nappies and all of that because I'm not necessarily. I don't really like the whole your child's mother or whatever packs everything. What do you mean? I got stuff at my own house. So you got trainers there. You got the bike there. You got so much things you're gonna have to with it.
Yeah, facts.
And that's what I saw as normal. And then there was like petty things. Remember, this at the time I say we're both young and stuff, so we're petty things. So Christmas presents, deciding what house it stays, and then this kind of stuff. Whereas now, I don't care.
Yeah.
You want to bring it to our house, it's your house. So I'll bring it back there, we go back to it, and like, I don't care, because it's for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know? But as I say, at the time, we're young-minded, you're not thinking properly, you feel a type of way, you're not together no more, so people start to, there's like a bitterness that comes into play. But eventually, like, you know, I requested like for like a mediation and those kind of things, because I feel like when we was having conversation, I'm not hearing you out properly, and you're not hearing me out properly.
Yeah.
So it just ends up being a noise. So we kind of had like a need to burn.
Was like a professional media or just like a family member?
That was the aim at first, but then that didn't happen. So the family members, two family members the other day, and we kind of, it was basically old school primary school thing. Like, you hold this cup. When you got the cup, you speak.
Yeah.
When you don't have the cup,
Listen.
you don't speak. That simple. And as I said, it was a lot of things for me, and I can only talk for myself. But it's an understanding, and understand relationships, and understand how things are supposed to burn. But I just, you might think of buy trainers. Now I've got a child, I can't just buy trainers no more. Or if I do, I gotta buy trainers for you as well.
Yeah.
I gotta do this for you as well. And then the understanding started to slowly, we start to slowly receive it.
So, how old was your daughter at this point? Or more importantly, how old were you at this point?
She put me about coming on to that.
Okay.
18 months, 2 years old, I think.
So let me get this straight. Right? So,
Yeah.
you guys broke up. Let's say like Rachel's 4 months and then she's come up to 2. So were you guys like butting heads in that period for the year or so?
I don't think I was, but I feel like there was a dislike towards me, which I understand it now. But I got to the stage where I was like, every time I talk to you, things go left. So let's not talk to you on that. So I'm trying to communicate through it. But I had the good mother on the mom's side, right? Okay, you know what I mean? Because I could just feel that a negative energy, and I'm trying to stay far away from that. So, but at the same time, I'm a child, our child. I don't want to be.
Well, you've seen your child at that point.
Delta stage, I didn't see her for a while.
I'm on call.
So it's a dark time into the innocent guy. Probably about a couple of months.
So how did you feel in that time?
Broken, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And do you know what was even worse? Do you know what this feeling that I had about, you probably know the word for it, but I'm going to check them on them and they got their kids.
Oh yeah.
And you're talking about your kid this weekend, right? And there's no envy there or jealousy there and whatever, but it was like,
Yeah.
like, you talk about your thing, because you should have not talked about your child because of I'm going through what I'm going through, but this is hurting me.
Yeah.
And I feel like around those, funny enough, I feel like around those times is when I started to really feel the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I have something dependent. I have someone that depends upon me and whatever, and I'm not really in the mix to see that right now.
Yeah.
And then I was angry, smoking, lowers. My mum was worried and I could see that, but I didn't really care. And I had that time out. Still going to work and stuff, but very hostile thing, to the point where I know that certain managers and that, they don't want to ask me to do something, or just the way that my face is moving. I'm looking straight through that level. And to be honest, I just haven't spoken about this ever.
Okay. I appreciate you coming to nice to me.
Never I never really spoke about it because I tried to suppress it. I tried to just think, you know what, things are good how they are now. But I don't remember how it happened and stuff, but I remember I got a random call. And she was like, oh, well, like, you know, and this lady, that's her name, by the way, she wants to talk to you.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Wow.
And mate, at the time,
I can not really couldn't see it. Oh, you weren't seeing us?
I wasn't. So at the time, I'm angry. So I wanted to go nuts on the phone.
Yeah.
But then something just held me, and I just kind of swallowed kind of, and I just out like that. Hey, even the girl kind of thing. You know, don't have the shame on knows what about. She knows my voice, she knows where I am, whatever. And if I'm honest with you, bro, I can't remember how things started to fall back into place with me. I can't. I'm trying to remember, but I can't even remember. But I was angry.
Do you remember why you couldn't see it? Was it a situation when you were trying to see it? I shouldn't have let you.
Yeah, there was in betweens. It was for me, it's nothing valid.
Yeah.
There was never no hands, there was never nothing like that. Like for me, valid situations in regards to situations like that, they have to be to do with violence or to do with lack of safety around me. If me and you fall out, and there's nothing to do with her or him or whoever it is, you know what I mean? However, if someone was to put hands on somebody or put somebody in a situation that they shouldn't be, or they're doing things around them that they shouldn't be, or whatever, then cool. I get that. I understand that. But that, for me, that wasn't the case. It was disagreements. There was stuff, and I think a decision was just made, like, and then back to the not chasing thing. Now, I'm not coming all the way up to there, and you're not there. And then, because these are the things I spoke to you about before we was filming, right? Like, these are the things that will turn a good man wicked. These are the things that someone might bust down someone's door or someone, whatever. Now the police come involved. Now this happened. Luckily enough, I didn't go to that state. Right? At times I felt like that. At times I thought, put it up.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, this can be way bigger than it is. Then you actually now have something to say. Now you say, oh, well, actually, there's trespassing, or there's criminal damage, or there's whatever. So, yeah, anyways, it's time started to move. And then we worked out like her money to give her and this and that.
How did you work that out? Like, what was the... and how...
She kind of listed that she, as I said, she's pretty organized.
Yeah.
She kind of said, look, this is kind of the regular uses of this, you know,
Amazing.
How many baby wipes, how many whatever. And then you play the game from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I've given her a certain amount, and then eventually it went to CSA and all that.
Okay.
So from it was there now. There's no disagreement.
No.
They're telling you this is how much you should pay.
Yeah.
This is how much you are. Okay, cool. And they like. I lightened up and stuff, and I started to realize, and look, this is my childhood bond, and look, there's something that she's doing that's extra. It doesn't necessarily mean the money that I'm giving you should pay for all of that. So she might need something now, and I've been giving you money 3 weeks ago. I didn't know whether they get any release to the bond. A bit scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my child at the end of the term. So yeah, that happened. We moved forward from there.
Cool. And okay, so she was, I think you mentioned that she was between 2 or 3 at the point. And then now, so your co-parents, but you wanted to, sorry. So now your co-parents are co-parents. And what's your relationship like with your daughter now, able to come up now?
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, good to go, man. That was, that's my girl.
I love that.
Yeah. She's proper. She's around often. We do a lot of things. I can have real conversations with her now. She's at that age. She's 11. She's in year 6. She starts secondary school.
Wow.
In September. So there's changes happening, body changes happening, all of these different things happening. So just making her understand that I am always going to listen to me.
Right.
I think a lot of our parents' generation didn't take that leaf out of the book, and they just had the decision, whatever is in their head, they just listen to the teacher or listen to somebody else or whatever. But if you actually listen to your child and start to understand them, because they're not the same as you. They have maybe some of you and some of them up or whatever, but they're not the same as you. They're unique. They're their own person. And I make her understand that. You know, I tell her, love your hair, your beautiful, your this, all of these kind of things. I think especially as well, when we went to school, a lot of, it's funny now because the times have changed. There's a lot of girls putting fillers in their lips and these kind of, but I remember a lot of black girls especially, you know, people would disrespect them due to the size of their lips or due to the complexion of their skin and this thing. And now people that are of paler complexions or whatever, they want to be darker, and now they want to put things in their lips and their everything. And I'm like, whoa, like, look how times have changed. So I make her understand that you're beautiful as you are, you know what I mean, married, done, and to be humble with it. You know, don't think like, oh, we're popping the girl and everyone, whatever. I said, because that can change. There's like, she does a lot of sports. She's into gymnastics. She's come from dartsy, football, swimming, running, doing backflips, some bandy stuff, some banded skating. Well, she's like, no, that was she's back somersault, flip, whatever. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
We keep big up yourself. Go and check her at gymnastics. Make sure she sees the family as well, and it's not just my mom or whatever. Go and see my dad, my granddad, my little brother to my cousins, and my goddaughter, all of that, our friends' kids and everything. They all grab summertime. We'll have like 10 kids sleepovers and with that kind of stuff. Go and plan a week for them. Go karting, to fun fairs, to anything, and that's your time to go and, you know what I mean? Yeah, be happy. But at the same time, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you read a book. Make sure you do these kind of things. So there's a balance. And just giving her the tools that she needs. Without a pressure. Not everybody's academically proven. Well, everyone's into these kind of things. But making them know that if you know yourself that you tried your hardest, then I'm happy to do that. I'm proud of you. Little home remedies that I've got a cough about, whatever. What be in there? She do these things for herself and that.
Amazing.
I'm in the kitchen, she's chopping onions and peppers and this and whatever. Can I put it in the stove? Can I do this? You know, at first I'm like, whoa, someone, whatever. It's a floor. You have to take risks. You have to take these moments. So go and do it. Just if she gets a little wine flick of oil or whatever, then you're gonna know next time. Don't do it like this. I remember her climbing on things or whatever, and her mom might be like, calm. But she might fall, let her fall. Let her fall, because you're gonna understand, okay, cool, if I do this, then this happens. And it's part of learning, it's a learning process. She's doing very well in school.
You don't want to start with the child's curiosity as well, man. You just let them test out these things and learn for themselves. Have a good resilience, right? But actually, it was time to wrap up. I want you to, if you go back in time towards 10-year-old you like have a conversation with them. You just found out that your missus was pregnant. What advice would you give in terms of preparing for the next 11 years? What would you say there?
There's not, if I'm honest with you, I'm not a man of regrets. So there's not much that I would change except for my mindset. But I think that comes within growth of a person anyway, and age and experience. So due to my lack of experience, you can have an experience and you could tell me about it, but I'm me.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that what I would change is
not change, just what would you say to prepare it for the next 11 years?
Listen.
On that. Listen.
Listen. Think and understand.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say those three things are probably made up, because people think listening is me hearing what you're saying. No. Listening is taking it in and acting accordingly to the situation. So you could tell me, don't take the pack of Skittles from the shop, and I heard you, and I leave here and I take the pack of Skittles from the shop. If you told me, if you take the pack of Skittles from the shop, there's a consequence that comes into play. You can get arrested, you can go to court, you can do this or whenever. That gives you a bigger picture and makes you understand things deeper. we are really curious as people, right? Someone who goes to someone's house and they tell you, oh, don't touch this mine. Now, I want to touch the button.
Yeah.
Soon as you leave the room, I wouldn't touch the button. If you didn't mention the button, I don't care about it.
Of course.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say listen, man, and understand and communicate your feelings.
I felt that one. That was heavy. Yeah.
It's hard to do that, bro. Even up until now, bro. That
It's when you suppress your feelings for so long, it's a difficult to communicate to a third party, especially if they're heavily into their feelings as well at that point. It's hard to be like, well, I feel like this too. It's weird. But actually, I appreciate you. Where can we find your social media if we want to contact you?
my social media, I've got Instagram is Ashley Goddess, ASHBIGDA. Eventually I'll do all of the professional side, but you can find that on my personal Instagram. Contact me if you need anything, especially young black males, especially. I'd say they're like a target group of mine, and really it's easy to resonate. Parents as well, like I know parents are worried or they're embarrassed about their child's actions, so they don't want to talk to no one about it. A lot of parents need help as well, and a lot of them need support. So family support groups that I support on, work with borrowers and councils, and put all different things in place, and just have like a hub, like a platform where you could phone me and say to me, oh, look, you met this young boy and he's really interested in XYZ, and I can say, you know what, I know this guy, let's put them together and see what happens. I might save the lingo.
We can only try.
That's it.
Yeah, actually, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
You did what you're doing.
Love, man.
Respect.